you know, when you think about the coach, he's been here in this scenario before. You know, he's been here with Steph, and Coach Steph all the way from that number 5th seed all the way to a world title. Although this is Bettylou's first showing here, she's tapping into that experience. And then you've got Caroline Marks, who's won a world title in this scenario. She's also lost one in this scenario.
A couple of 8s, a 9 in a dominant win over Lupo. Caroline Marks getting started. She will use priority quickly. Nice swing into the pocket on the open face. Driving into a nice lip line hack there. Settles down for a view inside the pit. A short one.
Let's have a look. First wave of this world title showdown today. Let's have a look. As Caroline just swoops through the first turn. She's got a great pace. It's reminiscent of the practicer. So I feel that the momentum is there for Caroline. She's definitely tapped into, I guess like what is really working for her. Boards look really great. They're pivoting tight in the pocket. But yeah, for me, that swell is definitely on the rise. And I mean, I start rubbing my hands together and getting excited. See this beautiful drone shot. You can just see, I mean, how amazing the reef is that the surfers are surfing on right now. It's just, I mean, right now there's not a drop of water out of place. It's just the ideal conditions.
Bettylou's on the next one. Nice patience. Stretching this one out down the line, looking for an answer, and comes up with nothing. Advantage Caroline Marks with priority. You've got to be precise going around barrels. Right now she's trying to pack barrels here under pressure of holding your line. Bettylou uses priority and steps off. 2 waves where she's just been forced to kick out. We step off the Red Bull athlete zone very shortly. Moving into gear, coming off her first completed turn. Just above the 6-minute mark is Bettylou. From the North Shore of Oahu, crushing sections. Nice little inside line under priority. Loses her finishing move, but finally gets on the board.
It was a smaller wave, but she surfed it beautifully. I think it's just the ability to be able to pivot so tight in the pocket. Beautifully paced wave as well. I'm going to be interested to see where this goes. It was a series of maneuvers. Yes, it wasn't as big a wave as Caroline. She got more maneuvers, a bit tighter in the pocket. It'd be nice to know where this compares to the 583 now that we've got 2 scoreable rides on the board. The goofy v regular conversation as well comes into play. And now we essentially have this heat on our hands.
5 minutes. Caroline's not going to wait for Bettylou. She'll take this wave. Quick little jab in the pocket. Hits it off the lip line. Some white water on the face, but keeps her flow going into her 4th maneuver. And just a solid stance. Never looked like she was falling there. And she'll provide a backup to the 583.
Yeah, I think you could say that, right? I think my thinking is with this decision, maybe a little bit of nerves is creeping in with just that inconsistency between the sets and thinking, okay, am I actually going to get another roll of the dice, right? It's so hard to say here if this was the right decision. I mean, we're going to know in 4.5 minutes, 4 minutes time, we're going to be able to sit here and hindsight's the perfect science. We can be like, yes, it was the right decision, or no, it wasn't. And that's the crazy thing about surfing. I think it's so hard.
You know, jet ski assists are great. You can fly out in the lineup, you get back onto that peak as fast as possible. But if, unfortunately, if the fin just touches right, it can pop out. So I'd say if you've got a fin system, you got to have a screw in it.
That 583 she opened up with, still the best number of the matchup.
Wow, okay, priority super crucial. Then I forecast to match 2. It's going to be a rematch coming up against Katie Simmers. It is going to go down, match 2.
Heat 1 in the bag, Caroline Marks, she survived that one. How important is the experience of being here, getting a world title and just experiencing all the feels, going up against someone who's here for the first time?
Yeah, for sure. I think definitely a bit of an advantage, my 3rd Final 5, but a completely different venue. So I think it's pretty fresh for everyone in that sense. And today's a tricky day, the swell wasn't really here first thing in the morning and it's kind of building. So we're all just kind of waiting for it to start bombing, but the start of our heat, there was 2 nice sets and then it kind of went really slow. So I was kind of trying to adapt while I was out there, but yeah, I guess experience kind of played into role in that one a little bit.
You battled Bettylou over in Tahiti. You knew you were competing for that priority, and in the end, it was key to your success in that first heat. How did you manage that first selection. It must be nerve-wracking as hell.
Oh, for sure. I mean, first heat of any event's nerve-wracking, let alone the finals, and we've obviously waited a long time to get started here, you know, like it was flat for almost like 6 days straight, so it's actually such a big playing field out there. You can sit up top, sit down the bottom, and with the building small, you never really know where it's going to go, so I kind of just like trusted my instincts, and I was like, I think this is where I want to sit, and yeah, I was just decisive, and it ended up working out. So yeah, that priority, I had a feeling when we were in Tahiti, I was like, we're surfing for priority right now. Like every inch means something, especially at this level. So yeah, I'm stoked.
So now you go into your next heat without that priority against someone who you've met in the last couple of finals showdowns. How are you going to manage that and turn the advantage in your favour against Katie Simmers, who you've had some great matchups with?
Yeah, I'm really excited to serve against Katie. I just want to hopefully ride a few more waves, and hopefully we both put on a really good performance. Just want to surf really good. That's my main goal.
We know you will. All the best.
Thank you.